Good morning, I hope everyone's well today and you all had a good bonfire night. The asylum system in the United Kingdom is broken. I'm sure we all know this, and it gives me no pleasure to reiterate what we already know. I want to give you a brief rundown first and foremost on how I understand the asylum system is working. We'll give the boat people, the refugees, or the refugees coming over from France, I'll give you a lowdown on what I think is happening. Comment below if you think I'm mistaken. They get escorted to the 12-mile line, the end of French waters, sometimes in French waters, by the border force in France. Then they're picked up by our border force and they're escorted back to the United Kingdom. There, they claim asylum. They're processed and they're put into migrant hotels all across the country. There is a caveat. If they already know people in the country, they get to go and live with the people they already know in the country, and there's no checks and there's no monitoring of what's going on with the situation. And they can come and go as they please, and they don't even get deported if the asylum system rejects their claim, which more likely than not is not going to be rejected, because about 70 to 80% of people get accepted under the current rules. That's my understanding on how it works, and the people that are processing the migrants and processing their claims, they are incentivized to wave them through rather than actually reject them. It's twice as hard to reject somebody via the process than it is to wave them through, which is why the vast majority get woven through. Now, these people, when they come from France, they usually chuck the documents away. So we're just taking it on faith and their character, essentially, that they are who they say they are, and they are where they are coming from is where they say, essentially. And we've got no way to prove or disprove it. Now, entering the United Kingdom is illegal if you're not going through a proper port of entry with the valid documents. So regardless of whether they're hard done to, regardless of whether they're legitimate or illegitimate, I would argue that they are all illegitimate, they've broken the law. They've told us everything we need to know about their character by breaking the law to get into the country, is my view. We've got information that's come out today. First of all, the UK has Europe's top asylum rise in asylum claims. This is how the globalist paradigm works. The lefty government that's got into the United Kingdom, the people that are running the government at the moment, they know it's 3 or 4 years before the next election, so it's politically expedient to allow their globalist buddies in the European countries on the continent to get stricter on migration, and then when it gets closer to our next election, the Labour government will all of a sudden go a backbone. That's the way it works currently in my particular view. We've had a whistleblower come out today, or over the past few days. They've done an interview with Kezia Noble, which I'm going to get to in a minute or two. Essentially, migrants are given asylum despite being accused of SOs, a whistleblower claims. A Home Office worker stated that she was disciplined for rejecting an asylum seeker who was arrested for indecency. This particular cultural enricher was guilty of public exposure in a public play area on not one occasion, but 2 occasions. That's sickening. And then we go on to a Reform MP, and this goes back to what I was saying earlier in the video, that it's basically a honour system for people who are dishonourable. They've broken the law, and we're taking it on faith that they're going to be good boys or good girls when they get to the country. More to the point, Lee Anderson mentioned this to a Home Office official, so I'm going to bring up this tweet now. It gets even worse. I've just received another response to a question I asked the Home Office asking if they keep a record of the location of all asylum seekers who have had their claims refused. The answer, we rely on them to update us about their accommodation. Labour are allowing foreign men who have failed the asylum process to wander freely in Britain and don't have a clue where they are. This government is a complete disgrace. This is the thing, alright. Even if the asylum system wasn't as lax as it is, let's just assume the 20% that aren't accepted needs to go. The Home Office doesn't even keep record of where these people are. even if they get them to force returns, which they're probably paid to return to the country of origin anyway, or to a safe third country. So if that's the case, how can you even police that if you don't know where the people are? How can you deport people if you don't even know their address? And it gets to the nub of the asylum system as well. At the moment, you break into the country, you give them 3 square meals a day, you give them a migrant hotel. You could abscond from that hotel and you'd been on the wise that the Home Office wouldn't know where they are or how to get in touch with them, because they're relying on these criminals, these boat people, to be honest. Again, you can see the problem there, you can see the issue that creates. There's a lax enforcement of any type of discipline with the asylum policy. If these people don't even attend the process interviews to claim asylum, maybe they make a claim for asylum and then 1 or 2 interviews in, it's like a dole welfare visit, alright? You just stop going, so you stop getting your dole. If you stop going to these asylum meetings and they don't know where you are, how can they even deport you? The whole thing needs a revision. And then I'm going to play this oldie but goodie clip from Lee Anderson when he did this in a select committee about a year ago. The Home Office couldn't even give them basic figures on who and who hasn't been deported.
Put foreign offenders aside and Albanians aside, just forget about those numbers. How many people travelling on small boats that's been refused asylum have been sent to a third country or back to their own country over the past 3 years?
I don't think we have. I don't think we'll write to the committee with those numbers, Mr. Anderson.
That's staggering.
So
Okay, then let's do a figure for the last year.
I don't have a number for non-Albanian, non-FNOs.
Perhaps they might be able to help you.
Let's do last week then.
Do we have any figures about anything?
Yes.
In the last 6 months, just how many in the last 6 months?
As someone said there, I mean, there are charter flights and other ways of doing returns the whole time, constantly, and we can give you whatever timeline period you like.
People who are coming here who are being refused asylum, I'm sure there's a few. How many was sent back last month?
Incoming.
We'll write to this numbers.
That's shocking. That's how the Home Office works, alright. Nobody's given accountability, no one's actually held to account. And these numpties that are running the Home Office, they're probably on multi-100,000-pound contracts and deals, gold-plated pensions, and they haven't even got basic facts and figures on numbers of migrants that are being deported. It's shocking. We're going to get to the interview that Kezia Noble did now, and she did it with a whistleblower from the Home Office about the asylum system. It pretty much confirms everything that I've stated in the video so far, so we're going to play that video now.
Executive Officer for Illegal Immigration. It's quite shocking what you saw.
Yes, to the point where I just became so anxious and stressed. You know, as a patriot of my country, terrified me what the types of people coming over in terms of, criminality and just not telling the truth about why they were here.
And so they were just, nobody was holding them to account. They just let them through.
Currently, people getting off boats, they go to an assessment centre, they do an interview where they say, what's your name, why are you here, and then they get sent to a hotel and said, oh well, we'll be in touch.
Then there's no checks on these people when they go to the hotel. They may just wander into the community and never come back. These are the people that are committing crimes in the UK, disappearing into the black or the dark economy, and we don't know who they are. You tell me the system's fit for purpose with a straight face. Please tell me it's fit for purpose. Tell me I'm overstating things.
Like, we're just taking from, these people don't have any documentation to prove who they are. We're just taking as read they are who they say they are, and they are where they say they're from. And then we gift them off to a hotel, and they've access to the community, they can abscond, or, do the kind of things that are reported in the press regularly.
Where were most of the men coming from?
The kind of top countries were Afghanistan, Syria, Iran, Pakistan, India.
And when you were working as executive officer for illegal immigration, do you feel like there was no will to do anything about this? There was no one. Was anyone else in your office saying, "Look at these numbers. This is terrible"? Was it just kind of like they went in, did their job, went home, didn't really care?
I think there were different types of people there. It's the upper echelons of management that were. I think the policy. I just always got the impression the process was designed to do what it does.
So the people in charge know the system's not working. They're incentivising the asylum claims to go through rather than be rejected. And this whistleblower is saying, well, the system's doing what it's designed to do, which is let as many people stay as possible. So we know it's broken. Whistleblowers know it's broken. MPs know it's broken from Reform and former Reform MPs like Rupert Lowe, and even a few Tory MPs like Suella Braverman, and there's a few others. We'll use Suella Braverman as an example. They know it's broken, but according to the ruling class and elites, if you point this out, you're a bigot and you're a racist.
They want these people in, it almost feels like.
Definitely, it's as designed. The system was designed post-1945 for refugees in Europe. This was before the internet, before modern technology. In the late 70s, I think we got about between 1,000 and 2,000 asylum seekers a year in the United Kingdom, and they all came by official means. I refuse to believe that the world is less safe than it was in the 1970s. The only difference is the advent of modern technology, and people, probably in ruling classes around the world, are making money hand over fist on the cottage industry that's grown up around this entire industry. Alright? All the people making money on the asylum hotels. If it was a true refugee crisis, a true international humanitarian effort, then the government would commandeer these hotels at cost and they wouldn't be making vast amounts of profit. It's the same for the Human Rights Brigade, the lefty lawyers. How much money are they getting paid legal aid or they all doing it pro bono publico? I think not. I think there's too many vested interests in the entire cottage industry. That's why it's not been fixed.
Do everything they can to let these people in. Make it as easy as possible.
That's a sense of it.
When did you leave? What year did you leave?
I left April this year.
Okay, did you notice that there was a leap when Labour got into power of boats coming through, or the illegal migration coming through, or was it the same?
The Rwanda plan, while they were still hovering over them, the migrants were going to Ireland to try and avoid English migration.
The reason they can do this, I've mentioned on the channel before, we have a common travel area with the Republic of Ireland, and you can get in via the back door into Britain that way through Northern Ireland. You can go into Ireland and then just go to Northern Ireland, get a ferry over to Scotland, also North Wales, and get to the mainland that way. And you can bypass and just disappear into the dark economy that way.
People, so
it was working. There
was an element that was working,
right?
And then as soon as they abolished the Rwanda plan, we started seeing more people coming across. So there was an element of a deterrent. Well, how much of it was? If we'd actually got a plane off the ground, then things may have been different then, very different. But because we didn't,
it's so tragic what's happened to this country. It's so sad.
Yeah, I really had to think hard about whether I was going to take this job, and then I justified it. Well, I'm very process orientated. I'm a project manager. If I can help speed things up and streamline processes, the faster we process them, the faster we can get them to where they should be. If they genuinely deserve asylum, they can stay. If they don't, you're on your plane.
How many of them do you think genuinely deserved to stay?
Single figures.
So we'll leave that one there. So there you have it. An internal whistleblower from the Home Office is essentially saying that the asylum system is working as intended and is working in the interest that it was intended to serve. That interest is not mine, and it's not yours, and it's not the United Kingdom as a whole. It's designed to substitute working class populations in Britain, in my opinion, and refuse to use the word replacement because it's not like for like. The people coming in are different to the people already here, as we've seen. Now, you let me know. Do you think I'm over-egging this? Do you think that the asylum system is working as intended? A lot of people will say, oh, we need safe and legal routes. Safe and legal routes. We have safe and legal routes when it's a genuine case, like with British Hong Kong and with the Ukraine. If we had safe and official routes for literally every single person in the world that would be able to claim asylum in the United Kingdom under the current rules, you're talking near enough 1 billion people all over the globe. Are you saying they all need to come to Britain? I think not. We need to look after our own first. More than anything else, we are skint. As I've said before, we cannot afford it. Once the sordid topic of coin has been resolved, if we want to be generous, that should be put to the British people on our votes. Now, if you think this whistleblower is onto something, and I'm onto something as well, and I've been vindicated and proven right, let me know. If you think I'm wrong, let me know. As always, thank you very much for watching. Like and subscribe. I will see you in the next video. You have a good day.